What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. On Sunday, I made a video saying that my price target for this Friday's close was $14. We saw some crazy action happening on Monday based on some good news as well as stimulus already being sent out and starting to pend in people's accounts over the weekend, which was awesome. The price spiked up. People reached out to me and said, Jeff, do you think it can hit $20 by the end of the week? What's your price target? I maintained it at that $14 and it's looking like we're going to close just around there. In this video, we're going to be talking about what I am seeing happening on the 1-day, 1-minute chart, and also the options of volume and volatility and open interest that is going to be crucial for us to close over $14. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this, guys. For those of you that are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the family. And all I ask from you is hit that like button. If you're interested in joining our private community, it is the first link down below in the description. We now have over 300 members. I have my private portfolios over there. I go over all my stock picks, and it's just a great team and group of men and women that we're able to break down our stock picks and help all of us profit and grow together. So if you're interested, guys, first link in the description. Let's get over to the charts. First off, let's just take a look at how far we have come since February. This is just going back a few weeks. The price has almost tripled since then. We have been through a lot. I mentioned that 550 support for so long and just said, guys, there's only upside from here. We went through the downfall and now we are starting to reap the rewards. This is probably the best performing stock in your portfolio, if not the best, one of the best, since that February 11th mark when the NASDAQ and tech sector had really started to pull back. So let's just kind of take a step back and look at exactly where it's going. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart. Where we started off on Monday, we saw some amazing action and activity on Monday, pulled up and it began to sell off a little bit. When people had reached out, we said, what's your price target? Has it changed since it already hit $14 on Monday? And it stayed the same. And like I said, there's a couple of reasons for that, mainly being that the 2-day Fed meeting was happening. Jerome Powell was expected to speak. Investors were worried about treasury yields rising, the worry of inflation happening. Today, we saw some more pullback as the Fed committee had already their decision for banks for capital requirements. They did not extend that, so that was not good news. However, the market is starting to come back, which is awesome. Let's go into exactly what I am seeing here on the 1-day, 1-minute chart for AMC. Look at this great pullback after a low of 1328, and you are seeing some amazing consolidation here while volume is still pretty good. Okay, and we talked about this quadruple witching. I expected there to be a little bit more volume, okay? Over the past few years, the quadruple witching and the actual influence that it has on that day of the market has fallen off a little bit, has come down a little bit, decreased a little bit, I should say. However, we're still seeing some good volume. There's crazy consolidation happening right here at this $14 mark. It is getting rejected by that psychological $14 level. However, it is not retracing very far at all. We are continuing to push up as volume is continuing to pretty much maintain steady ever since that first hour of 10:30. The first hour of the market is always insane. It opens at 9:30 from where I am in Connecticut. And after that first hour, it starts to consolidate and sell off a little bit. We are going into lunch hour right now as I'm looking. We are in lunch hour right now as I'm looking at 12:42, and you are still seeing this crazy consolidation happening. If we can maintain that push, we are going to see some good price action going on in the end of the day. I expect this to close over $14, and let's get into why exactly that $14 mark is big for us. So let's go over to Yahoo Finance. No matter what site you use, whether you're using TOS, all right, or you're using Webull, you'll be able to find out this options information anywhere. I like to just use Yahoo Finance because anybody that has an internet access can get onto this site. But here is where that $14, you're looking at the calls, these these open interests are beginning to fall down, and the volume is beginning to fall down just based on individuals selling as they are meeting their strike prices. But a lot of interest on that $14 level, $14.50 and $15 level. I sold my calls yesterday at the $14 level when it got above because I want to make sure I have enough time to keep that intrinsic value as my options are in the money. Okay, I do have $15 calls. I had a very, very small position. I'm going to let it ride out because as they are down almost 90% at this point, there's no reason for me to sell them at that point. Okay, but that $14 mark is going to be huge on the call side. If you go over to the shorting side, look at this volume as well. Getting over that $14 mark is going to be big, as it's going to put a lot of put options out of the money. So that is going to be good news for us. A lot of volume activity still happening. We go over to bar chart. This is one I use all the time. The amount of Options activity going on today is a little bit less, okay? Especially 'cause I just see other stocks, some of those tech stocks really starting to take over because they were beaten down for so long. However, it is still sitting at a 2-to-1, 2.5-to-1 call to put ratio, which is a good sign for us. Let's take a brief look at the pre-timing, which I love looking at just because the guy kind of gives me a forecast. Like I said, if this is the first time you're watching any of my videos, I have mentioned this numerous times before. Take this with a grain of salt because they are not always accurate. What they do is they evaluate the supply and demand and the previous patterns of the stock movement into where it's potentially going to go. However, it is still bullish in our favor. Just to tell you guys, for those GameStop holders, we're going to punch in GME. This chart has changed drastically at one point earlier in here. I want to say early March, before March 10th, pre-timing, the supply and demand had this skying all the way up to $800. Like I said, this is mainly going off of supply and demand, which is a good sign for all of us AMC holders. Maybe GameStop holders are switching over. I know I'm probably going to get some backlash for that in the comments, but it's a good sign for all of us AMC holders because this is, in the end, an AMC video. I will also bring up the Fintel report. I do not hold this to be very, very credible anymore because they had a little bit of issues going on. Trades made an amazing video talking all about it and why it did not make sense, and I completely back that. So, but it does show short shares available of 650,000, so we are moving in the right direction. So let's take a look at what is going to be happening by the end of the day. As you see it punching that $14 mark, you can expect this can probably continue to consolidate for the next couple minutes, depending on where you're going to be watching this, probably the next half hour to hour. And I am looking for that thing to push through that $14 mark. And this is looking bullish to me. Does not mean it cannot pull back and retrace, and we might close at $13.50. I see this closing above $14 just by looking at the basic chart analysis, technical analysis, because we are continuing to see that resistance level and is not retracing at all. So leave a comment down below, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on where you think it's going to close. And what exactly is going to be happening. Guys, that's it for this video. Appreciate it. It's a short and quick one. Happy Friday and enjoy your weekend. I will probably make a couple of videos over the weekend. If you are new, guys, please subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Leave a thumbs up. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one.